Hey everybody, welcome back to the video. In this one, we're going to be learning about polymorphism in JavaScript. So before going into the video, I would appreciate you guys liking and subscribing the video, and feel free to comment. So let's go into the topic. So first, to understand about polymorphism, we basically have to understand what does it mean. So basically, polymorphism is the way to implement or execute the same method in different ways. So the way we can understand is poly basically is many, and morphism is kind of like forms, and it basically means many forms. So you can represent the same method in many forms. So you can do polymorphism in two ways: method overloading and method overriding. So let's go ahead and start with method overriding first, because there's something with method overloading which I'm going to be explaining later on this video. So first, let's go ahead and create our class, and this is going to be our parent class, and we're going to do our user details right here, and let's do that. And it doesn't matter any function you have, but it basically can be like a method, and we're basically going to create a method that can be anything inside this. It really doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and do a method like username. Let's do that, and inside this we can have the parentheses, and after this we can do console.log or our document.get element if you want, but it really doesn't matter. But I'll just do console.log, and let's go ahead and do hello. So it doesn't matter whatever you have or what the text you have, but the only thing is if you have a method you can observe it clearly. So let's go ahead and create a subclass which is going to inherit the parent class. So let's go ahead and do user1 extends, and we're going to do user details. Let's do that, and there we go. So now what we want to do is we want to have the same method, the username, and do console.log. And now what you're gonna have, the text is gonna be different than what you have before. So the text should be before than what you have. Before I have hello, and this I'm just gonna keep the user name is, and if you want you can put anything, but I'm just gonna put like this. Let's do that, and that should be good. And let's go ahead and create the new instances and see this. So let's go ahead and do let user equals, we're gonna do the user1, do that, and of course we have to create a new instance. And now we're just gonna do the user dot username so that we can see what happens inside that, and that should be good. So let's go ahead and open with live server, and we already have our script.index.js everything done. So let's go ahead and go to our console, and we just don't worry about that. So the username is the space whatever I typed there, and there we go. So it just gave us the username is underscore, or how many underscores I gave. So but the thing is, what about the console.log hello? Where's hello? So basically this overridden this, basically this got overridden by this username which is in our subclass. So basically if you have the same method name inside the class, it's gonna override it. So whatever is inside this, it's gonna be overridden to this. So basically console.log was changed to this username is that. And if you want also the name, like if you also want the hello too, so what you can do instead, what you can do is do super does, basically super is basically your parent class, super user details, and you're gonna do super dot username. Do that, there we go, and this should be inside the method. So let's go ahead and put it inside the method. Let's do that, there we go. So now that should be great, and let's go ahead and see in our live server hello the username is, and the username whatever you have there. So that doesn't work. So this super is gonna go to this class and then go call the username, and then go do whatever it has. It might be anything, it just does it. So that's basically what you can do, and that's it basically of one way of doing polymorphism. But there's another way of doing polymorphism. So let's see the other way too, which is basically method overloading. So this method overloading cannot be directly performed in JavaScript because the way how it's coded is totally different. So you can kind of achieve the behavior. So what you can do is create a class, or it might be a function, it might be anything. So let's go ahead and name this any function you want. So I'm just gonna put let's just say it should be a math function. So let's go ahead and put math, and that is our class, not a function though. So we have our class math right here, and in this class we're gonna have an add function, and inside this add function we're gonna take two parameters, a and b. and inside this A and B we're basically going to perform an if else conditional statements. I know it's been a long time with that, but we're going to just refresh kind of thing. Because with this if and else statements you can kind of understand what we can kind of achieve the behavior too. So let's go ahead and do if B is not equals undefined. So basically A is a guaranteed one. If B not equals undefined, let's do that. And then basically what you gotta do is you gotta return some results, or let's just do console.log. I'll say console.log, and then we just gotta do let's just do A plus B. And oh wait, actually yeah, that should be great. And let's do that, and there we go. So now we're gonna have an else statement right here, and this is basically whenever B is undefined. So it's basically what it's gonna do is console.log, and then it's gonna give us A, just the value of A. And what we're doing is we're kind of like overloading this. So if you have A, you're just gonna print this or just get the output. But if you have A, you're overloading it and then going into the if statement and stuff. But the thing is not about the if statement. It's about like how you're overloading this. So normally you just have one parameter which is default, and you have B which is an extra parameter if you want, and that's kind of like overloading. So that's what we can say, but it's technically not kind of overloading too if you think in a different way. So yeah, as I said, it cannot be achieved that kind of thing, overloading, but it's kind of. So let's go ahead and do let. We're gonna do a variable, so I'm just gonna put calculation1 equals, and then we're gonna put math, do that, and new instance. So there we go. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna access this. So calc1 dot add, and then let's pass parameters. So the first is going to be two parameters. So I'm going to pass let's just say the first to be 1. So let's just say 10, and this time I'm going to create a new variable, let, or if you want you can use the same calc1, but it doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and do another one so that we can understand what is happening. New math, and this time I'm going to pass 2. Let's just go ahead and do add, and now I'm gonna pass two parameters. So let's go ahead and do 10 and 7. So the first thing should be 10 and the second one should be 17. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. The first one is 10 with one parameter, and the second one is 17 with two parameters, 10 plus 7, 17. So that's how this thing works, and it's kind of like method overloading. I'm saying again because it's exactly not method overloading, but it's kind of. So that's it for today's video. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.